What's up guys, JayzTwoCents here, and it's been a long time since I've updated the Skunkworks build here on YouTube, and trust me, every time I do a video, I see your comments of, where is Skunkworks? Well, it's here. Things are kind of progressing along. There's been some snags. I want to talk about that. I'm going to show you some other parts that came in today, and hopefully you guys will understand what's going on after that, and then we'll get this build fully underway and the hell out of my shop, because it's taking up way too much space.
What are you doing?
I just thought it was time for an upgrade.
That's Little Jay's Xbox.
Much better.
How did you even get in here?
Just made a key last time I was here, no big deal. Really could go for a drink right about now, though.
I kind of feel like you've already done this whole living room thing before.
No, there's a different channel. These are horrible, man.
Well, you are breaking and entering.
No, I'm not. I have witnesses.
The new Define Nano S from Fractal Design supports full-size power supplies, full-length graphics cards, room for a complete custom water loop, and heck, even room for a couple of freeloaders. Click the link in the description for more details. Fractal Josh, not included.
We should order pizza. All right, so it's gonna pretty much look the same as you guys saw it last time. The loop is pretty much all put together with the almost said acrylic, the PETG. I haven't got a chance to cut the glass yet. But yeah, it pretty much looks the same. It's all routed. Some of the guys don't like the way that this turned out with the way it crosses over. I don't really have a choice because of where the holes were pre-drilled. Otherwise, I would have made the ones that, wouldn't have crossed over. I would have figured that out. But I have to reuse the holes that were already there from the previous build. We've got the EK radiators in there. And here are the three 980 Ti's. And I want to talk about that, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. I'll talk about that in a second. Something else that came in, and what I've actually been waiting on that was making this take a while in the beginning, was the custom sleeves. And we've got a lot of cables for this build right here. Now these sleeves are made by Joe. He's actually the owner of Sanctum Sleeving, but he also is part of the modders group, Modders Inc. And so if you guys want to find him, you basically look up Joe with Modders Inc. It'd be kind of the best way to find him. But he's the same guy that's done pretty much all the sleeves for any of my systems you guys have seen. It's just been some name changes throughout time. But yeah, these are the colors that we came up with here. Obviously, these colors are specific to, the way it's going to look inside Red Mist. So I think that this is going to look pretty good. We chose not to go with any white in the sleeves this time around. Last time there was red, white, and black. I think this looks a heck of a lot better. But I'm not wiring these up until the loop is done because I'm going to have these wired up first. But I want to make sure that there's nothing in the way with the loop. Now, one other thing that we decided to change here is, if you guys follow me on Twitter, then you would have seen that I posted these 980 Ti's for sale because the owner of Red Mist, as much as he tried, and bless his heart, he could not deal with the fact that these are no longer the latest and greatest. So we just sold all three of these. Kudos to you guys who bought. Actually, two people bought them. One guy bought two, the other guy bought one. These are getting boxed up and shipped out either today or tomorrow, and you guys will have these on their way. And they are coming with the stock coolers. Some guys were asking about stock coolers. There they are right there. They will be coming with the stock coolers. These cards never even saw a single game. They never even saw water. So you guys got a pretty good deal. But he's going to be going with two 1080s, actually. He's going to ditch the third card, even though he knows three will work. He just spent $1,800 on all three of these, and then the water blocks. He spent over $2,000 on these. He took a huge loss, and then is actually getting two more 1080s and two more water blocks. So he spent a lot of money on graphics card. Lesson learned, folks. Don't buy your parts in pieces. Save your money, and then buy all your parts at once. That way, that doesn't happen with you. So there's the 5960X. Let's go ahead and talk about that for a second. A lot of people, just like the graphics card, were like, why do you buy a new CPU? Because the new stuff's coming out. It's not usually as big of a deal with the new CPU stuff as GPUs. It's a lot less of a generational gap. But I kind of had a feeling in the back of my mind that the 6950X was going to be really expensive. The only problem was, in the back of my mind, I was thinking $1,250, $1,300, who knows? And we got this CPU at Micro Center for $900, between $800 and $900. I remember exactly what it was, but it was a hell of a deal. So when the CPU came out, $1,700 for the 6950X, even he was like, yeah, I wouldn't have bought that anyway. And I don't think a lot of people would. And the amount of performance you're getting with the 8-core 16-thread, yeah, that's one of those things that definitely didn't leave him feeling a little bitter, like especially like the graphics card did. So something I wanted to talk to you guys about real quick here, just for a couple of seconds or minutes, whatever, in the middle of this video is, it's really better to save your money rather than buying the stuff in pieces. It's fun to buy it, it's fun to get it in the mail, or it's fun to go and get it off the shelf and play with it. But if you can't build the whole system yet, you might find yourself in a situation, unfortunately, like the owner of Red Mist did, where by the time he started collecting the parts, and by the time the build started happening, and we were still waiting for stuff like the sleeves to get done before we could finish the build, you might get obsoleted before you even fire up the system. So unfortunately for him with the graphics card, it was an expensive lesson to learn, but I don't think in the next build he's going to do it that way. He's probably going to be like an every 2-year builder, so I honestly think the money should just be set aside rather than buying parts. But when it comes to the CPU though, typically you're not going to find nearly as much of a jump as you would find with graphics cards. So we wanted to talk about the CPU here just for a second. It's not something we were too concerned about. Hell, I'm not even feeling the need to upgrade to a 10-core, 20-thread, $1,700 CPU. It's just, even if I end up with one, it's so not necessary. And yeah, speaking from an enthusiast and a reviewer, that price is just astronomical. I don't understand it. It's not a Xeon. It's not a server CPU, so why the hell is it so damn expensive? Something else I get asked about a lot are the Dominator tops and how I scored red ones and orange ones separately because I didn't buy the kits that they come on. I actually got the tops separately. It's just one of those things where it's kind of the perk of the job, really, is I have contacts at Corsair. I can make a request and then they let me know if they can make it happen or not. And fortunately, both times, they were able to get me the tops I wanted. The issue is that the colored tops, like the orange and the red, only come on 16 gigabyte kits, and these are 32 gigabyte kits. So we weren't about to buy a 16 gig kit just for the tops, although we could have, and then just sold the RAM off and lost a little bit of money. That's how we got the tops. So I really can't help you guys get them. Maybe write Corsair on your own or hit up their PR and see if they can help you out. But again, I don't talk to the PR guys. I talk to a different team altogether. So I really can't help you there. Now for the lighting, he's got the NZXT hue. This is purely on my recommendation. I absolutely love the hue. It's the amount of control you have on this. You can control each individual LED. He was asking me about lighting, and previously we were just using some of the Logisys corner sticks, just solid white LEDs. We want to have a little bit more control and fun with this system, so we are going with the hue, which is fully RGB with 18 million colors, and you can control it however you want. You can make it marquee, you can have it controlled based on temperature, based on FPS, all kinds of funky stuff, whatever you just want it to be. Again, he bought this. Nothing in this system is actually sponsored with the exception of the motherboard. EVGA did send that over, but this is a fully retail built system. So this is the way the system looks on the back right here. These two cables actually are not fans. These are going to the LED strips that are behind the reservoirs, lighting those guys up. There's the splitter for the fans up top. This is controlling the fans up here for the radiator, and this is being controlled by DC output of the motherboard. Down here we have the pumps and stuff. You guys have, if you've seen the original Red Mist series, then you'll know how I did that. If not, I'd go and check out the original Red Mist series, I guess. Everything down here in the basement is soft tubing. And I decided not to do hard tubing this time around on Red Mist like I did on Skunkworks, because I've got to pull out the radiators for Skunkworks because, again, I still have to send those off to get tested. We're finally going to test the fluid change issue, find out what's happening there. And the rigid tubing is actually making a bigger bitch to take apart than I anticipated. So yeah, that's why we are using soft tubing there. But that right there is how we are controlling the, see if you guys can see that, there we go. That's the fan control, or the fan splitter, anyway, for the 4 fans on the 560. And again, it's all just running with these extension cables, as you guys can see, to different headers on the motherboard, and that's how we are actually controlling the fans. But I've got a lot of wiring I still have to do. Something else I'm asked often is how the hard drives mount in an SMA8 from Case Labs. Well, it's got this upper cage here that will hold 2 3.5-inch drives, and then we've got this cage down here that will hold 4 2.5-inch drives. So 2 3.5s and 4 2.5s natively as the way that it ships. You can add more cages to the front if you need more. But anyway, he can put 4 more SSDs here if he wants. He's putting another one in, and then he's got an M.2 drive on the motherboard we already showed as his main drive. So yeah, I've got to pull these out. Unfortunately now, he's got to wait until 1080s are available because they are back ordered. It is just like the 600 series all over again. Everyone wants one. and nobody has them. So unfortunately, he's delayed his build again, which is really pissing off his lady friend because she wants to play Overwatch and other games, and this is where his system has been now for like 2 months or whatever. The shop was supposed to make things really easy, but this damn behemoth is taking up all my space. All right, so that's it. That's the update so far on Skunkworks, and that's what we're now waiting on. We got the cables, which we were waiting on. I hadn't cut the glass yet, but I can do that in a couple of hours. But now we're gonna be waiting on graphics cards. Guess it gives me time to figure out if there's anything really more custom I can do with this. I still gotta make the EVGA bridge here. I'm gonna paint this white, and I'm gonna do my red LED backlit-ish custom thing that I showed you guys before. Now, EVGA does ship with these little stickers, but these stick on the front. They look really cheesy, so we're not gonna be doing any of that. We're gonna make it fully custom. But I do think painting this white, painting the aluminum part white, getting rid of the SLI sticker, and making the LED glow red, I think that'll actually accent really well with this system. Anyway, guys, I know there wasn't a lot of information in this update, but so many people were asking me, where the hell is Red Mist? What happened? Is it broken? Did the guy quit? Is it done and you didn't finish it? I just thought I'd go ahead and show you guys where we are so far with that. And I guess just give you guys a little bit of an update there. Got stuff coming up for Skunkworks. Actually, I'm kind of curious here. I want you guys' opinion on something. I'm gonna put a straw poll down in the comment section here. And I'm thinking about trying out a new motherboard for Skunkworks when I do my update on that. And you guys know I like to try out different pieces of hardware because that's the best way to get experience with the different brands and stuff that are out there. And if you just use the same thing all the time, at least in my position, then you're always speaking from only a single perspective, and I don't want to do that. So I've also got in here the MSI X99 Godlike Carbon, and I've also got the new Gigabyte X99 Phoenix SLI, which is a white and orange board. And I'm thinking about that would be really cool on a white case like Red Mist, and do a white, orange, and white theme. Yeah, white, orange, white, if that makes sense. So I'm really torn. Ay, ay, ay. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Vote down in the description. There's a link to the straw poll. Vote on it, and I'm curious as to what you guys have to say. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, thanks for watching.